Ever wonder how celebrity stars light up the night? Or who puts the bang in your favorite flicks? Who makes the fire work to make the skies light up for our favorite holidays and pack our favorite blockbusters? Get ready for the world's best fireworks. You've seen skies ablaze with incredible fireworks at the Olympics, Super Bowl, and 4th of July, and even marveled at explosions in your favorite movies. Now it's time to meet the Souza family, responsible for some of the world's most exhilarating fireworks displays, all in living large Hollywood Pyro Spectaculars by Souza. What started as a small family tradition in Portugal is now one of the world's premier pyrotechnics companies. Between TV shows, movies, or music videos, if you've seen a fireworks display, chances are it's one of theirs.
Pyro Spectaculars by Souza, we call ourselves the world's largest firework production company. We're not just shooting fireworks off on the 4th of July. In fact, that's just a portion of our business. We've done so many wonderful events all over the world featuring our fireworks. Our family's been in business now, and the story goes back 5 generations, almost over 100 years. It really started in the small Portuguese community in the East Bay in San Francisco, and just catering to the needs of the Portuguese community and their tradition. From there, went into county fairs, small 4th of July events, and then from there, our business just went crazy, doing shows for sporting events, for motion pictures. The 4th of July got bigger during the bicentennial. And I look back at the shows that I've done, and some fantastic ones, dating back to the first ever Chinese New Year's extravaganza in Hong Kong. And San Francisco for the 75th anniversary of the Golden Gate Bridge, where we had the entire bridge to work on. For the first time, they allowed us to get on the bridge and fire fireworks on the roadway and underneath, and creating 2 beautiful waterfalls to cascade off the 4,200 span of the Golden Gate Bridge. It's a lot of rock and roll tours, motion picture, worked with a lot of celebrities, done a lot of wonderful things. And now we're a world-class company doing shows from Singapore all the way to Africa, literally all over the world. You've seen the Souza fireworks show. Still, one of the most exciting things is I get to design shows. So the customers and the clients will give me a call. I get to work with them, talk about their needs, what type of event they have, where's the location, what are their expectations, and how can I give them the wow factor? What can I do to give them something really special? So then I'll work with them on their theme, select the music, find something that's really special to them, then come to my design program that I have here that I use, and then I choreograph it. And I can choreograph the show exactly to the beat of the music. I have the inventory. I don't have to go to the bunkers. I have it right here in my fingertips. I can drag and drop, put it in right to the beat of the music that I want, push the button, done, voila, send it out, let my boys do all the hard work after that. It's really important that we have a perfect show. In order to have the Souza signature on it, it's got to be the best. In order to be the best, it takes a lot of work behind the scenes, including a lot of testing. Testing at the factories that we travel to China, into Europe, and pre-testing everything. Then we'll bring them here into the United States, go out to our desert, test them again. It's so important that we know the exact timing, not only how long it takes to get from the launch to the burst, but how long is the duration of it, so that our shows are balanced and this looks like a motion picture in the sky. It looks like it has energy and feeling and emotion. And the only way to get that is through the testing and the safety programs that we have.
Before hitting the field and lighting up the sky, see what it takes to pull off the nearly impossible.
I'm Paul Souza with Pyro Spectaculars by Souza, and I'm standing in front of one of our 14 storage magazines in Southern California. These storage magazines are constructed with cinder block, really thick, and the doors are 4-inch thick steel, solid. These magazines were once munitions storage for the United States Department of Defense, but we've taken them over and repurposed them for a little bit more fun.
I'm Souza from Pyro Spectaculars. I'm the 5th generation in the company. We are at our packing facility where it all starts when an order gets selected before it goes onto a truck. This particular magazine is where we do our picking of our choreographed sky concert shows. The idea of a customized sky concert or design is to have a variety of shells that can perform in the sky based on music notes, emotions, what have you, color patterns and palettes, and the sky is the limit. This is a firework aerial shell. It has components of a black powder propellant on the bottom. There's a spherical shape with the effect inside of it and a time delay inside of it. So when the match is lit, it propels the shell into the air. Each size, usually if it's a 3-inch, it goes 300 feet. A 4-inch, 400 is the rule of thumb, so it's about 100 feet in the air per size of shell. When this thing travels and explodes, it's going to be another crowd favorite. Moving bees, multicolors, greens, reds, yellows, blues, probably about 5 different colors inside of here that scatter all about and kind of make a very happy kind of action shell. You also have another dramatic effect here, our golden brocade willows, waterfalls where we put these probably 3 or 4 at a time every couple seconds just to get the end of a song to hang for a long time. Just, you know, sometimes a very soft piece of music or whatever.
Green crackling process too.
This is where we bin individual items to be put into the boxes based on their cue or what have you. As you see, our employees here are using what's called a cue sheet, where the effect, which is what you'll see on the bins, is on the piece of paper with the corresponding number. They're writing the corresponding number onto that shell, putting it into a box. So this is what we call a pick magazine. We're outside here. A few shows are being staged from the packing. As you see, each of these boxes and stacks represent a certain city show. Most likely, you're going to see it somewhere in Southern California to New York or Hawaii, anywhere in the nation, coming right here from this facility. 9:00 p.m. It's quite fascinating how all of this work is done at one single time. Boom, up in the sky, celebrating our independence. This is awesome.
Fun's later.
A private test area on a dry lake bed is the safest spot to check all aspects of new fireworks, from timing to color and that special wow factor. The Souzas don't miss a beat.
Well, we've been out here since midday. Had to unload a truck, get all this equipment stabilized, and spent a few hours wiring the shells. We're doing our finishing touches, and then we're gonna test the circuits and make sure it's all good, and then let it rip. Loading and installing a 6-inch aerial shell. I will drop it down the mortar and install it into the electronic junction box. Here's one of the many junction boxes we have out here tonight where all the fireworks have been wired into, and the cable here that goes all the way back to the computer that's going to fire this thing. The testing program is crucially important, and it really allows us to make sure that the items we're using are safe and up to a certain standard so that we don't have the public observing things for the first time and perhaps an incident to occur. The Souza family prides itself on high-quality design. We consider fireworks an art form, and part of that art is the precision in the timing and the colors. And a color has to meet a certain criteria when we order something. It may not come in exactly as specified, and we need to find out if the red, white, and blue shell is actually red and orange or red and green, and going to screw up our patriotic designs that are going out on the 4th of July.
Q7, 3-inch Nishiki Kimura in 3, 2, 1, fire. Fire.
finished the test. Everything went great, some even better than expected. We had a couple knot fire. We're getting that all wrapped up, and we're gonna shoot those before we leave.
Oh, blind.
That one's freaking cool.
Packing more star power than Hollywood itself. Living Large Hollywood, Pyro Spectaculars by Souza takes you inside the magic of planning a fireworks extravaganza. Next.
And that's our payday when we hear the oohs and the ahs from the people. That makes us all happy.
Whether it's a movie set or in front of a live crowd, these guys only get one shot to make it work.
One of my challenges now is, as the head of the family, is to carry on this legacy from the 4th generation to the 5th. But one thing we're blessed with is it's all in our blood. That's been passed down for a century now. It's still inside, and we get excited. I even get goosebumps talking about it, and you'll know it, and you'll see it in our work. When it goes up in the sky, we know that we did it, and that's our payday. When we hear the oohs and the ahs from the people, that makes us all happy and keeps us all together. We're in show business. There's show, and that's what happens in the sky, and then there's business, and it's serious business. We're really dealing with explosives. We've been taught for generations to respect the product, because we know, like it happened to my great-grandfather, if he picked up a dud off the field and it blew off his arm. So this is something that's instilled with us, and has been passed on for over 100 years. So we take this serious. And so there are laws and regulations that we've been part of, that have participated in developing to keep ourselves safe. It's a family business. We're working with explosives, so we take it serious. We know that it's serious, and so it has to be done very safely. That's why we store things in bunkers. They're packaged a certain way. They're transported a certain way, all to make it look easy to the public so they can just sit back, enjoy themselves, and be entertained and have the oohs and ahs that we're all waiting for. One of the things that's really great is the magic of fireworks. You can go see one of our shows and it's all going to happen in 20, 30 minutes and everybody's going to have a good time. But really behind that, the serious work that goes into it, people don't have any idea of the hundreds and hundreds of hours that it takes to put these shows together, whether it's in the design phase or in the compliance, the training, the transportation, the storage. It's hundreds of hours that we put in just to make the magic in the sky for 20 minutes. The question I get a lot is, well, how do you do all these shows? How many Souzas are there? Well, there's not 400 on the 4th of July or 2,000 during the year. So we have a training program. We call it the Pyro U, or Pyro University. So we have to pass on our art to other technicians. We work in the training of them to get them licensed and certified so they can fire it the Souza way. I talk a lot about the Souza family, our passion, our pride, our tradition, but probably one of the things that's really special to me is how we pass this on and share it with our extended family, with the hundreds of full-time employees that we have working for us, the thousands of technicians, that we've been able to pass on this energy, this love and passion that we have for the work that we do with all of our extended family. That makes me really, really proud and special that we have the opportunity to do that. People always think that fireworks are skyrockets and they got fins on them and then stick and you shoot them up out of a bottle like a bottle rocket. That's really not true. This is what they really look like. They come in round canisters. They can be as small as an orange or an apple and large as a basketball. And this is how they come. But if we were to open them up and see what they look like, most of the fireworks are going to burst in what we call a floral pattern, like chrysanthemums, peonies, or dahlias. Or we can get even fancier patterns, such as creating the planets. Here's a Saturn, for example. But one of the favorites of all the spectators is what we call the happy face. The way this is made, and this is, again, it's just cut in half here, but these are called stars, and they're chemical compositions that are rolled into the various colors that we can create. Then they're hand-placed inside this this canister, and inside here is a bursting charge. And so when this thing goes up in the sky and it gets up to 600 or 800 feet, it'll open up and burst into a beautiful happy face. So this really represents a typical fireworks show and the different types of varieties going in the sky 600 to 800 feet. But boy, if you really want to kick it up a notch, you got to come over here to the big guy. This is the 24-inch shell. This is a replica of the shell that we fired at the Salt Lake City Olympics in 2002, and we fired 8 of these. Each one of these will go 2,000 feet in the sky, burst about 6 city blocks. We connected them together and fired them all at the same time, called them the Golden Mile because it spread across the sky in the Cascades a mile. This is my personal favorite.
Anything can go wrong in a live show. The goal is to make sure it's always perfect.
The board is on and it's on fire!
With more than 100 years in the fireworks business, these guys light up the skies around the world. A special show coming up next. Whether it's a celebrity wedding, a concert, or a live show, Pyro has the ability to create the oohs and ahs, or even the oh no's. It can take a week or even months to plan and test for a show that lasts only minutes. It's all or nothing, and it's all on the line.
We started the setup here a little early before the crowd just so that we can get the explosives in and down into the mortars before people start walking through. But we've done all the circuit checks to make sure all the fireworks are prepared to go into the sky. We've checked all the conditions so far. The weather's performing for us nicely, and it's gonna be a nice, safe show.
I'm Ricky Souza. I'm the youngest brother in this family. I try to help out as much as I can, but I'm still in high school, so I can't really do everything that my brothers do, but I'm proud to be a part of this family and help out whenever. Tonight's gonna be an amazing show. It always is when any of my family does the show, so looking forward to watching it tonight.
You know, I love fireworks. It's amazing the fact that it's actually a live performance on our part. You know, it's black powder, it's explosives. A lot of times it's gonna have its own will, it's gonna have its own timing, its own flinch every time we light a fuse. There's so much explosive. I just need to make sure that everything goes right the first time, on cue, on beat of the music, every single time without fail.
Right now we're about to do a circuit check with the firing system. This is the safe way to fire fireworks where we can get a certain distance away using electricity. So right now I'm gonna set up a battery that's used to power the system. One of the safety aspects about electronic firing is that the firing board itself has its own power supply where basically we're not relying on house power. All 45 are good there. Now we're gonna go actually to the field. So one of the safety aspects about our training, and all the technicians know that every time we want to go to the field where the explosives are, we're going to take away the power supply. So we're going to disconnect the battery. I just jumped and removed the cable. So there's no way that current can get down the line for us while we go to the field, okay? Come on and follow us. Just be careful always when you're out here. We got a lot of wiring going on. And where'd my tape go? Standing in what we call the fallout zone. This is the perimeter prescribed a certain distance from the launch zone to the spectators or other hazards, that if the fireworks happen to not perform as intended, we have enough space to keep personnel and the spectators safe from any malfunctions.
Pyro, coming, Pyro!
Keep people on the other side of the street, not this side to cross. Tell them to stay that way.
The board is on and it's on fire!
11, 12.
Great show. The Souza.
Well, hopefully you heard the crowd cheer. They were really happy. Everything went perfectly as expected. Everything's safe. We're excited, and it was a great show. Thank you very much, you guys.
Another amazing show. Well, next time you're watching an action flick and you see something explode or a stage spark up at a concert, know that you had a backstage view with the guys who do it best. Thanks for joining us on Living Large Hollywood, Pyro Spectaculars by Souza.